Hi, everyone. We're going to take a few more minutes to let everybody get into the room and join us, and we will get started soon. I expect we'll start here in the next 5 minutes, just giving everybody time to get in and get settled, and we'll rock and roll. So, but Brandon and Martha, it's great to see you both.
Yeah, is it weird? My face. You have light on your face, Brandon. I feel like I need light on my face. I'm not a pro.
Honored to be here.
Yeah, super honored.
We're happy to have you both. So we think you've both got a lot of really good things to say, and yeah, okay. Penny is in. I can't see her yet.
Brandon, Josh, where are you?
It's Brandon. Josh is
Brandon.
actually at the store right now.
Gotcha.
So you get me today, but I'm in St. Cloud, Minnesota.
Wow, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about you, Martha?
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Great.
Yeah. It's a beautiful day here. We had some cool weather.
We were fortunate. We had nice, cool weather the other day, but now it's up into the 90s again.
Yeah.
Oh,
we had
yeah.
a cool front.
Yeah, that's
hot for Minnesota in the summer.
Yeah, it's been quite pleasant here in the Carolinas. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Penny is here. Looks like Penny, you're still muted.
Yeah, I'm
now
here,
you're
you guys.
not.
And I have to apologize in advance. So I had my flight delayed. I was supposed to be at my destination. So I'm in an airport lounge doing this.
Oh, gosh.
By
the things we do.
By 3 hours, y'all. I should have been at my destination at 9 o'clock this morning.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was in New York City this morning and I thought we were going to have a delay. So it worked out for me to get home.
Yeah, it hasn't worked out. So if there is some background noise, I am going to mute until you ask me to talk, but it's as quiet as it can get, I think. And I apologize that I'm grainy, but I'm trying with my phone to give myself some more light to the laptop.
You're fine. This is still somewhat of an imperfect world we're in. With all the videos, and I'm looking forward to having these panels in person.
Me too. And thank you for including me. I'm excited. Well, and hello, Josh, and hello, Martha. Good morning.
Hello, Penny.
Good afternoon. I should be drinking right now.
And on that note, I think we're going to go ahead and get this show on the road. Hi, I am Home Accents Today's Thomas Lester. I am the digital and managing editor. And for the past 5 years or so, it has been my pleasure to compile our Retail Stars. Retail Stars is one of Home Accents Today's signature features. We've been recognizing independent retailers for 17 years now for things apart from sales, which we all know sales is important, but there's more to it than that. I mean, we're talking things like creative marketing, community involvement, social media, great merchandising, and other things. But before we get started, I've got a few housekeeping notes that I need to go over. We welcome you to this webinar today in conjunction with the Atlanta market. In your control panel at the bottom, you will see the Q&A feature. If you have any questions for the panelists, please feel free to drop those in, and we will have some time at the end to get those answered. There's also a chat feature. At the bottom of your screen, you can select chat, and then you'll see a button that says all panelists. Make sure to switch that to all panelists and attendees so that everyone can see your comments. And if everybody that's in attendance today wants to type in where they're from, please do so we can see who's here. Now let's meet the panelists. I'm going to introduce them and they can tell us a little bit about their place of business. Starting off, we have Brandon Johnson of the Copper Pony of St. Cloud, Minnesota. Brandon, hi, and thanks for being here.
Hello, thank you so much. I feel honored to be a part of this.
Good. Tell us a little bit about your store.
Sure. We are a home decor and giftware store located in St. Cloud, Minnesota, which is about right in the middle of Minnesota. And we've been a brick and mortar since 2014 and are located currently in a historic downtown. And we're in the process of a fairly major expansion. So we'll be making a move soon and creating a destination shopping space that includes coffee shop and bakery and whatnot to complement our store. So we're really excited. It's an exciting time and looking forward to being a part of the conversation today.
Right. Well, we're pleased you're here. Next, we have from New Orleans, Louisiana, Penny Francis, owner of Eclectic Home. Penny, great to see you. How are you?
I'm great. I told you how I was earlier, but it's going to be good.
Well, for folks who don't know, tell us a little bit about Eclectic Home.
Yes. So Eclectic Home is a home furnishings boutique, and we are located in uptown New Orleans, also like Josh in an historic neighborhood. So we're historic Main Street. We're also a full service interior design firm, and we are celebrating our 21st year. 2020, was not a great year, but it was our anniversary of 20 years. So I will be celebrating big time in August.
So can you
make up for what we lost?
Yeah, can you count it as your second 20th anniversary?
Exactly, I will.
Since this past year really doesn't count.
Exactly. But thank you. Thanks for being here.
Of course, thank you. And then finally, we have Martha Schneider of La Maison in Raleigh, North Carolina. Martha, welcome, and tell us a little bit about yourself and your store.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Excited to share our experiences and talk about our stores and retail today. I own a La Maison in Raleigh, North Carolina. I opened in 2014. We also have a full service design service, interior design firm. And in 2019, I added a floral shop named Trellis to complete the services offered to finish your home. We do contemporary and traditional furnishings, lighting, beautiful private collection label pillows so that it's a one-stop shop for designers or customers to come in and refresh their homes.
Very good. And we will get started with the questions now. We'll just stay with you, Martha. You've kind of gotten into this a little bit, about describing your store, but, people can shop anywhere. What makes your store stand out?
Yeah, great question we're dealing with today. I've been in retail since I was 16, so hate to say 42 years. I've been been educated on what people love about retail, and for me, it's customer service and the personalization that we offer at La Maison, and we are combating the online issue with the value of service that we offer at La Maison and at Trellis and in our home interior studio. So for me, I think what makes us stand out is I'm committed to offering high value, high end furnishings that have been curated for clients that really want the in-store experience. I just landed from New York City today, and I did some research in some of the retail stores. And although this generation loves online shopping, I found that there were still lines outside some of the high-end boutiques like Chanel and Gucci and Prada, and they're willing to wait for the kind of service that you're going to get in a brick and mortar with the high-end furnishings. And I think that if we stay in our lane and offer high customer service and let them touch and feel, we can still succeed on a level that you won't get online shopping, worrying about returns, worrying about quality control. So we're really focused on being at that upper level of customer service and curated offerings.
Very good. Brandon, I'd ask you the same thing. What makes the Copper Pony stand out in your marketplace?
I'd echo much of what Martha has already shared. It really is about that in-person experience, and the convenience that online brings to so many people has really disrupted the market. And so one of the things that we firmly believe is that every home should look, feel, and smell good. So upon the entry of our store, we want our customers to be engaged in all of their senses, from what they see to how it smells to what they hear, and then that personal touch, what they experience. We want everybody to feel like their presence there matters and that we're there to really serve them. And I think that's really what differentiates us from our competition, is that we place a lot of focus on that customer experience. And that really is, I think, what distinguishes us significantly from the online space. And mind you, we do have an online presence as well, but there are some limitations to how you can extend customer service in an online space that really misses that tactile, personal touch. So.
All right. Well, Penny, of everybody here, you're in something of a tourism hotspot in New Orleans. Given that, what do you do to make your store a draw?
We are a destination. Oak Street is, although it's a historic main street, it's only 6 blocks long. And it's really nestled in the Riverbend area of New Orleans, where it's more residential than heavy on tourism. Although we're close to Audubon Park and we're off the streetcar line, we're not a big walkable street like you would have sort of like if you're in the French Quarter or if you're on even Magazine Street in New Orleans. So we are a destination. But what we've created is a desire to be and visit us. And what we try to do is to create those experiences that are truly memorable. You cannot get us online. You can get product online, but you cannot get the experience, the knowledge, the expertise that it takes when it comes to product. And we get to know you. We get to know what you like. We ask questions. We help guide you. We help you know and find out what you want that you don't know you need, but you really do need it. So like Martha, there's an art to retail. And like you, all through college, I did work in retail. So for me, it is truly about having a memorable experience. So again, what we try to have is really curated, very different product. That one, if our tourist does come through, we get this all the time. They're like, we can't believe you're here. It's very unexpected what you see when you walk in the store. And that to me is really, really great for us. The other thing that we do is we still handwrite thank you notes. We have stationery and we mail a note. It is those little touches that you cannot get. It's those things when you walk in the door, we will remember your name, we will remember what you bought, and it's that relationship that you cannot duplicate.
Sure. Very good. Brandon, we will start you with the next question. Based on your observations and experiences, how would you characterize the state of retail today? And what are you doing to take advantage of those conditions?
Yeah, I think that the major disruptor is the convenience that online brings to retail. And so I think that I'm seeing, that's really dominating in so many different spaces. But we're able to leverage that as well. So we have, made sure we've got a really solid social media strategy, and we are engaging our audience every single day through really creative photography and just engaging posts and, offering stories on Instagram so that we have the ability to connect with our audience where they are. I mean, everybody's walking around with a cell phone and most of them have social media or something, and you want to kind of stay front of mind. And that's been a really great avenue for us to be able to extend our brand, to thousands of hands across our region. And so, we're trying to, we have a love-hate relationship with the online space because it's a necessary evil, but it really has opened our space up to an audience that would maybe not otherwise come and check us out. So having said that, we really feel that it's been a major benefit to us as well.
Oh, for sure. I have, I've talked to some folks, and the events of this past year, kind of decided that the online is your storefront to the world.
Yeah.
It's become almost necessary now. So, Penny, same question for you. You know, how would you characterize retail today, and what are you doing to take advantage?
Yeah, it's completely, definitely a challenge. And we did have to get into the online space. And we did so by utilizing Shopify, which that technology integrated, and it was easy for us to learn. So we did that. We also, for our vintage finds, we did become a Cherish seller. So we do sell on Cherish. And because we also, other designers do buy from us as well. So yeah, we, Instagram, I have an amazing team that really knows it well. And we try to know that, you know, there's this instant look. People just want instant, you know, gratification looking at product. So we see it, but the challenge is to get people into the store and not use us as a showroom to go try to find it somewhere else. And then locally, what we try to do is and tell customers, look, I get it, it's convenient, but when you don't shop with us, this brick and mortar in your community, you're taking away valuable dollars that go to the community. Those tax dollars that they think that you're saving really go towards everything and all the services that you want and need. And we're employing people. You know, a lot of online, if it's only online, they don't have the expense of brick and mortar. They're drop shipping. You know, we have invested in real estate in our city, and we've invested in our community by hiring people. So I know online's not going to go away, but I do think there will be a pendulum swing. You know, I do think that people will want to go back to just going out, looking good and shopping and touching and feeling. You know, you make enough mistakes. I'm sure Martha and Josh, y'all have seen where people come in and they tell you about the nightmares of purchasing online. They don't know properties of scale. They don't know product material. And so in their, you know, desire to save money, they've wasted money. Mm-hmm. And because time is money. So we want you to spend your time with us.
All right. Well, Martha, how about you? How would you describe?
Can I say any more? Penny's, you know, Brandon, you nailed it. I mean, we everything that you said, Penny, is what we deal with on a daily basis. We're trying to educate our clients that you're making mistakes, scale, quality control. You know, I don't know how many clients have said to us that they've had to return damaged items, and you know, we take that very seriously. Our customer service, when it arrives to our client's home, it's in perfect condition and it's signed off by one of our very discerning eyes. And so yes, I think that we're working really hard on educating the clients that we are the place that is going to give you the best quality with the best customer service. And we have very long relationships, as Penny said. We're also, as Brandon said, getting a lot stronger in the social media space to allow more people to know where we are, who we are. We opened in 2014, so we're a lot younger than Penny, but same age as Brandon and Josh. We know that there are people moving to our area every day, so we're trying to reach them through stronger marketing programs. But retail is very, it's fragile right now. And it is a matter of absolutely referencing Penny's words of explaining to people that we have made a commitment to the community. We have made a commitment to our customers, and we have taken big risks. And our designers that shop with us appreciate that I'm the one that jumped off the cliff, and I'm the one that's fighting through some of these challenges. But I believe that it will shift back when this generation figures out that the only place to buy furnishings, if this continue, you know, if they want to continue buying online, there's going to be less and less brick and mortar, and you're going to end up with, you know, big box furniture that is not high quality. It's, as Penny said, shipped out in mass, free shipping, but nothing is free. We try to convince our clients. But we're doing all the same things to convince and at least not portray, but let the clients know that we're here. Customer service is number one, and that's where we're staying until things get, even crazier.
Right. That reminds me of the old expression, buy nice or buy twice.
Right.
So, yeah.
I read one over during COVID, buy local or buy local. So I really encourage this generation, and I have children in this generation that are buying online, to think twice about really supporting the shops around them. And I think it'll come back. I really believe in it. I think people need to touch and feel.
Right. All right. Well, Penny, we'll start you off with this one. Thinking back a couple of years ago, back in 2019, 2018 even, nobody could have seen the way that 2020 really played out. I mean, that just gobsmacked everybody, I believe. But with that said, how has that affected the way you do business and, about planning for the unexpected? Now, I know you've got some additional experience about planning for the unexpected.
Yeah, Katrina, I tell you, he was a beast. So going through Katrina when I was only 6, the business was only 6 years old, and having to completely start over was really a huge wake-up call about being prepared financially, and how to move forward and save the business. So with that tragedy came a thick skin, so to speak, right? So with COVID, of course, no one's experienced this before, but really we were fortunate with some timing with regards to having an online presence 6 months before this happened. So when it happened, COVID shut us down. It shut the store down for 2 months. I was in that I don't want to say panic, but it's that survival mode, like, how do I survive? How do I keep my people employed? That was huge. I lost so much sleep over that. And I'm proud to say that everyone stayed employed. We closed the doors, and then we went like all in nuts online, right? And we would Zoom every day. And, everybody's heard that word pivot. I mean, I can't stand the word pivot now, but, we had to, I hate that word, but we did have to pivot. It's like, okay, so what do we do? But you can't think about it all alone, and you have to kind of get your team together and put your heads together. And that's what we did. So we improved our online marketing, and we really went all in. We tried contests, we tried lots of things to get people engaged. But by the same token, we had to be very cautious about not seeming insensitive either, right? Because people were sick and people were dying. It was awful. So there was this, how do you tread this? So it was just a learning experience for all of us. So when the stores were closed, we saw after the first 30 days, the interior design requests started coming in like daily. And I'm like, really? This is this is great. But really, what happened was, like, everybody was sitting around looking at things that they no longer liked, and not going on vacation and not going out to eat, and all of a sudden had all this extra money. So they were working in open floor plans where someone was in school working, and impossible for some families. So we were engaged more and more on the interior design side, which really kind of kept us going. I'm sorry if that was a really long answer, but it was really crazy time.
Well, Martha, how about you? How would you say the events of this past year has made you a better retailer?
Yeah. So when I think of the two words design and retail, all I think about is unexpected. So, the word pivot, as Penny referenced, is our everyday occurrence for us. A client has changed their mind on one thing, we pivot. Customers decided to return a pillow they had on approval, we pivot. So for me, being in retail for so long, this was just a very serious bump in the road. I mean, the 2 months we were shut down as well was a real time to reflect what is the path we're taking next, and what does it look like 5 years down the road. I spent a lot of time at my desk really looking at our business plan and what was important in the future for us. And I still came back to, we will come out of this customer service number one. We will elevate our social media. We will increase our marketing so that we're relevant in this day and age of looking at our phones every day. And I think it didn't scare me. You know, fear, you do freeze, flight, or fight. I'm a fighter. So I was able to get through it with optimism that we will, just like we did with 9/11. We knew that, you know, as a country, we panicked, we were sad, we were fearful, we had tragedy, we had trauma, but as time went on, time's a beautiful healer. We made it to the other side. And I feel like Penny, and I'm sure Brandon will agree, that we made it to the other side sharper, refreshed, and ready to take on this new path of social media conversations, contact through social media. Direct messages have been really helpful, and our design business increased as well. And for us, the exclamation point was the floral business opened back up on Mother's Day in 2020 with a campaign of curbside pickup for Mother's Day. And it was a huge success because everyone was eager to support those who were willing to stick around and fight through it. And of course, it was, you know, bringing happiness to mothers and women all around the community. And the flower business as well has increased because it's just bringing joy into people's homes that are sitting around every day. So I think having people home has been a benefit, but we need to get back out in the communities.
Right. All right, Brandon, how about you? You know, this past year, it's been different.
Yeah. You know, there's a quote, and I'm not sure who came up with this quote, but it's that life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. And I think the first part was really getting clear about what is it that we can control and what can't we control. And once we were able to kind of pick ourselves up off the floor after the announcement that you're going to be shut down, it was figuring out, okay, we've been wanting to do an online space, an online e-commerce platform, but we've not found the time to do it. Now is the time to make that happen. And within a matter of a few days, we were able to flip the switch and work really hard and create an e-commerce platform that resonated with our community. And then to be able to offer curbside pickup and private shopping opportunities for, you know, one or two individuals on an as needed basis, if necessary. We just, you know, had to be really nimble and find a way to react and be creative. And it pushed us outside of our comfort zones for sure. But I think once we clarified, you know, there is a lot that we can control here. It freed us up from kind of being gobsmacked by that, you know, horrible experience of 2020. But, you know, despite that, we saw growth in our year. It was incredible. I mean, we were shut down for 2 months and we still grew our company, which is really quite amazing. And I think that we found that the community really does want us here, that yes, they are comfortable in the online space, but I think I felt kind of a renaissance of it's how important it is to support the small local businesses. And they recognize that we're there for them when they have a benefit and they need a donation for a silent auction or the local, you know, T-ball team or whatever it is. We're the ones that they're not going to Amazon, you know? So we really kind of felt the love from our community. And that was really reassuring, I would say. And the other takeaway is do not stop ordering product. We never stopped ordering product. We actually doubled down, and our store has never kind of looked barren. And it's refreshing for folks when they come in and they get to see a beautiful store and they get to experience a great customer service. And, you know, we didn't lose our spot in the queue for our shipments to come to us. So.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
My husband thought I was crazy. He said, "You're buying?" I'm like, "Yes."
Now I know this has been something that has sort of been the fly in the ointment here lately, is availability and longer lead times and things of that nature. Martha, we'll go to you to start with this one. How are you working around those issues?
Yeah, I'm really trying to offer what is available to our clients. I personally build, I live in Raleigh, so I have High Point. I have a lot of resources. So I build most, if not all, of our upholstery furniture. And so I have a lot more control over lead times. And so I feel like that's a kind of a key component to what sets our design firm apart, and as well as the store. When we come upon a fabric that they're telling us 325 days, who's ever heard of that? We replace. I have a lot of meetings with clients that go like this. If you don't like this fabric, the great thing about interior design is there's a million other options. So right now we're exercising a lot more options than we ever would have before. And trying to find what's actually available. My concern there is that we exhaust all the available resources, as everybody else is. But I have a really great relationship with the people that build my furniture. So I've asked for some security of foam and wood, because I know what's in the pipeline. So that's been a real benefit for me. And like Penny, I'm sorry, like Brandon, we were ordering right out of the gate. Maybe the first 2 months we were a little nervous, and then we just said, let's go. We're going to do this, and we're going to open back up, and we're going to be there for our clients. So for us, we're just working around these delays, and some of our clients have decided to live with a delay because the project or the item is that important to the design of the project. So it's crazy to hear a chair is on schedule for 26 weeks, half of the year, but we're making beautiful lives better. We're not saving lives. So I think everybody understands that it's worth the wait.
I was going to ask if by and large your customers and clients were understanding, but it sounds like they were.
By and large, they are. I think we take a couple runs that this could be a replacement item or replacement fabric. And if the item or fabric really is integral to the overall design, we all agree it's worth the wait. And I'm hopeful, and I know everybody in this panel probably are too, that we'll catch up and we'll decrease the delay times, hopefully substantially.
One of the tertiary benefits of the pandemic might be that it forced us all to slow down a bit and really find appreciation for the pause, and that we got a little bit more comfortable with not having everything in the exact moment that we want it. And I think because of that, our communities have provided us with a little bit more grace and understanding. And as things ramp up, I imagine it will get back to I want it now. But for the time being, and luckily, I mean, it's looking like the supply chain is going to be log jammed here for quite a while yet. Hopefully we can continue to provide excellent service, and our customers will still be patient with us as we're patient with our providers.
Right. Yeah, that grace goes two ways, I guess. So.
And we're all in it together. We're all having the same problems. It's, right. One person isn't getting a leg up over another, really.
Right. Right. So Brandon, how much deeper and are you buying, would you say?
Well, we had a really unique situation in that we were, preparing for this expansion a year ago. So the day we were informed that we must shut down, we received an entire semi-load of product that was going into a warehouse. So thankfully, I mean, we had that kind of as our backup. And then we just, kind of, because we knew that we were going to triple our space now, we just started ordering obsessively. And now we're running out of space. So if anybody has extra space in the central Minnesota community, we'd be open to it.
Certainly not the worst problem to have.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Penny, ask you this, when you're going to these shows, how much of it is it about looking for new product, and how much of it is about asking your vendors, what can I have quickly?
Right. Well, I just got back from High Point, and that's exactly what I was doing. I already had a lot of product in queue, and I like Brandon, I had been buying, and Martha, we had been buying. But when it came to say the bigger lines that had longer lead times, like a Century or a Hickory chair, we went and looked at their product, but know that whatever I was ordering, I may not see till Christmas or the new year. So that was quite a challenge. But when I am buying, because I was not there for 15 months like everybody else, I didn't do the mini shows. I just couldn't go in October. I just didn't feel safe. But when it was time, and I just could not wait, it was like I needed the fix of going to market to be inspired. But when I go, I am buying. It's like, get out of my way, here I come. I am buying. So more than half of it is buying for whether I'm buying for the client or I'm buying for the store. And also just looking at new introductions to see what, if I can't do it now, I'll do it later. So definitely spending a lot of time making decisions. And then when big lines, I went and just met with my rep and liked a lot of things. And then we get back home and go through and make the selections, because it takes too much time to actually make those selections at market and pulling fabrics and all that. It's just, you'll never get through market. So for me, it's where I just go in and make my wish list. And then when the rep comes in, we'll finalize it.
Sure. All right. Well, let's talk merchandising a little bit. Brandon, what's your merchandising strategy? How often are you turning the floor over? And what sort of things are you changing to really draw people's eyes?
We are constantly changing. We've got a really great core group of customers who visit us frequently. And so we are, always moving products around. We want to keep the store feeling really fresh as people come in. We're looking for inspiration in a variety of areas, from fashion to TV to what's happening locally here, that helps kind of inform how we build out various stories throughout the store. And then we look to, find product that really reinforce those stories and kind of double down and create a visual impact that, so it's a never ending quest. And we're fortunate that we've got some really incredible resources locally, some fantastic reps that are able to help kind of see our vision and point us in the right direction so that we're not getting ourselves lost in the sea of options. But yeah, it's a constant love for keeping it fresh and really making sure to get creative as well. And, sometimes you might have a product that maybe not moving as quickly, and it's about trying it out in different spots in the store with other complementary products to get people to really take note of it. And then sometimes those end up becoming your best performers in the long run. So never ending battle.
Sure. A lot of guess and test.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, Penny, how about you? How often are you re-merchandising, and, what, if somebody, were to ask you, like I am, what's your merchandising strategy?
Yeah, we keep it fresh. We know that 80-20 rule, that 80% comes from 20% of your traffic, right? So those repeat visitors, we want to give them a different experience every time they come. And it's amazing, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this. You'll have something that nobody's looked at, but the moment you move it, oh my goodness, it's like, look at that, that's fantastic. And I'm like, I've had it for 3 months, something like that. But so yes, we do believe in making it fresh. We sell off of the floor because we're buying constantly, and so I don't have it where you can you just walk in, you have to order everything. No, you can take what we have because we've got a pipeline of goods. So when that happens, we're always having to re-merchandise. Something comes in, or somebody will come in and buy a lot of things. And so we are constantly moving around. But the good thing for that is that it's also inspiring for the staff, and it's sort of your canvas, right? It's a canvas where we as creatives really get we indulge in the process, and we get really excited about moving things around, and it makes us better salespeople as well. So being eclectic, it's so much diversity in styles and periods that we are playing and challenging ourselves too, so that the customer has a different experience when they walk in and say, I would have never put that with that, but look at that, that's pretty amazing. So that's part of the job, is to keep us inspired, but keep the customers constantly interested and engaged in the experience.
Sure. And I guess selling off the floor creates a little bit of fear of missing out as well.
Correct. And I will tell you at market, so what was available, and you guys could probably attest to this, is accessories. So the accessory groups really had, a lot of the lines had product. I was all in on anybody that had accessories, lighting, anything that kind of creates a mood, and lamps and lighting do that very well. And we do have multiple layers of that in the store. So yeah, it makes a big difference.
All right. Well, Martha, how about you? How is La Maison merchandised? How often are you turning it over? I'm sure you're selling off the floor too. And
Yep. We do vintage pieces that we get at antique markets, High Point, Atlanta, Round Top. So we're always moving those pieces because they're beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces. We also do some of our, the reason for opening La Maison was to offer Raleigh a place to come and get beautiful lighting and pillows and accessories, go home and refresh their home. So there was a real void with that here. And my background in retail really fueled that. And so when that happens, we're always refreshing as well. And the point of La Maison is to teach people how to do that by our merchandising. So as Penny said, and Brandon said, we might move something around that somebody didn't recognize weeks ago, but we've shown a new way of utilizing that in your decor. I think that education to our clients as a retailer is our goal all the time. We spend a lot of time looking at iPhone photos and showing them, oh, this item over here in the corner would be great in your shop, in your home. And then we also have interior designers that use us prior to or mostly during installs. So we can get wiped out really quickly with 3-4 sets of lamps, and if we don't have anything in the pipeline, we're bare. So we're constantly renewing our inventory as well, and we're always offering the new and unique. I do a private label pillow collection that I choose from all of our designer fabrics, so clients are getting one of a kind, and when they see something on Instagram and they come in to buy it and it's already gone, that creates a sense of urgency for clients to visit us more frequently. And so the fact that they're coming in, to the points of Brandon and Penny, more often, we need to keep it fresh. So we do our best to keep product moving, and there's nothing greater for a client to see than a big sold sign on a beautiful painted refurbished French buffet that they want now. And right. So they'll wait for us to bring in something new and exciting. So for us, of course, merchandising is vital to a retail, especially a home decor store.
Right. And you brought up another point that I wanted to bring up. You talked about how designers will come and shop you, and you offer design services as well. How do you work with designers then?
Yeah, so it's tricky, the designers, there's no denying there's ego between designers. And I think that for La Maison, we have found a really beautiful group of designers that we support each other. We've done a couple show houses together, and we're always we do allow a trade program for our designers. We definitely need tax IDs for tax exempt. We stick to all of our policy, but it works for us. And we're one of very few, we're very lucky stores that they know they're going to get something really great and unique, high quality, high end, and they can grab and go in the middle of installation. We've had many assistants coming in hours into an install, panicked for that perfect piece for a bookshelf or a corner. And we also, on the flip side, work with a lot of designers for their photo shoots at the floral shop at Trellis. They're pre-ordering flowers. So I have a really great relationship with our local designers, and I think we really are supportive of each other.
Good. Brandon, Penny, either of you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, same here. The trade program that we have gives them a sort of a scale of discount. So the discounts, the more they spend, the better the discount becomes. And we have to be careful though, because there are those that say they are and they're not. So we do protect the profession and make sure that they do have a resale certificate and credentials, and that truly are not purchasing for themselves all the time, but purchasing for actual clients. And it's worked out great. We've done the same thing for the last 15 years.
For us, that's a space that we've yet to move into, but we are consistently getting requests almost daily. Will you please come to can you please come to my home, help me? And we just haven't had the capacity up to this point, but I think, are ready to really look at that more seriously. So I may reach out to Penny and Martha to get some sage advice about the do's and don'ts.
Yeah, anytime.
For sure.
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to ask one more question, and then we've gotten a couple of questions from the audience that we want to get to. Let's see, Penny, we'll start with you here. Let's just talk about individual home accents categories. What are some of the stronger performers for you, and why do you think that is?
Strongest performer for me on the home accent side is lighting. We are in our 6th year of the best lighting in New Orleans, voted by the readers of New Orleans Homes and Lifestyles, which is a home accents and home decor magazine for the city. And they do a reader survey every year, and we're always the winner in lighting. So I'm a fiend for lighting. I believe if you can't change anything else, changing lighting makes a very dramatic change in the environment. So we have a lot of, the showroom space is 7,000 square feet. And I purchased the building after Katrina, which it allows me to basically modify the building like I want. So I can hang as much as I want in the building. So we have a lot of hanging fixtures from so many resources from around the world, and then layered lighting with, floor lamps and table lamps. So lighting certainly. And like with Martha, interior designers and just customers, again, when you can't do a lot or change a lot, just having pillows, but adding books, restyling your bookcases, your coffee tables, adding just candles, and creating, like Brandon said, inciting and art, enticing all of the senses. Your house should smell, feel, and look great. So we've got something for all those categories. And eventually some of these people that are just buying a few of those things engage us in interior design. So interior design certainly can come later. So we try to make a really good first impression by assisting them with those smaller purchases. And then hopefully it becomes something grander later.
Nice. Martha, how about you? What are some of your better performing home accent categories?
Exactly what Penny said. And as I said earlier, the reason I opened La Maison was to provide the lighting, the accents, the accessories, the one-of-a-kinds, and the pillows that someone can come in and refresh their home and use their talent to recreate a new look for their home. And as Penny mentioned, a lot of those customers become interior design clients, but not all. And I want them to have the ability to feel good about coming into our shop and finding something that no one else has with reference to our pillow collection. Once they're sold, We don't remake them. We use Pierre Frey and Scalamandre and beautiful high-end fabrics so that they're not being shopped out of a catalog or online. And that's certainly access to our design studio that they wouldn't get without being a client. So I would say our pillows, our coffee table books, we cannot keep in because bookshelves and coffee tables and accessories are the way to refresh a house. And of course, you know, prior to any dinner party, we're getting clients coming in at 3 o'clock panicked that they need the perfect accessory for a spot that's empty. And so we're able to offer that. A little bit of design service on the floor. And so I would say accessories, lighting, and pillows.
And before we get to Brandon, Penny's let me know that she's got to go. It's time to get on the plane. So
Yes.
Penny, thank you so much for making the accommodations to be with us today. We've enjoyed it, and safe travels to you.
Thank you all, and I look forward to seeing everyone in person sometime soon. Yes, absolutely. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Too. Thank you. All right, Brandon, turning it over to you then. What categories do you feel are strongest for the Copper Pony?
For us, you know, it really is the pillows, the throws. Lamps have been pretty decent for us. Wall art has been a big category in this last year. I mean, we've seen a lot more wall art purchases. And then, you know, we're pretty deep in the home fragrance, and I know that's not necessarily a home accents category, but I mean, that has been something that really, as people are spending more time at home, I think they want their space to smell good, and maybe they've got some funky teenagers hanging out on the couch and trying to mask some fragrance there. So, but yeah, I would reiterate both what Martha and Penny shared.
Good, and we'll allow it. So yeah, fragrance, that's definitely important. So good call. All right, well, I've got this question from the audience. Brandon, we'll start with you here. How important, are store events to your success, and how do you sustain that energy once the event is over?
They are instrumental. We built our company on an occasional model initially, and we just kept having little sales until we had a line of about 250 people waiting to get in before we were like, okay, we need to open a store now. And from that point, every month we offer a special event, whether it's a ladies' night or it's a special themed kind of seasonal event. And I mean, they are our lifeblood. They really, they're important on a number of levels. One, they allow for us to generate a significant amount of sales in a very short period of time. But they are also something that I think is really important to our community. It creates a gathering space. We become known as this place where you get together with your friends and your family, and you come have really fun time together. And, we've been very blessed that the community has responded, but those events are instrumental to our success, and something that we're blown away every time. Like, wow, we did 500 transactions in 6 hours. How was that? In a normal day, it's like 50. So
well worth it then. Yeah,
very well worth it. Yeah, and we've got such great help and wonderful friends that help assist us with that. So very, very important.
Well, Martha, how about you? How important is it to have these out of the ordinary type events or gatherings, for one, building the brand, getting people in store, and then, creating a repeat customer?
Yeah, we actually don't do a lot of store events. We have done some over the years, and we're ready to gear up pre-COVID. That was one thing that kind of stalled for us. And that's something we're getting back to. I believe in store events. We do them small during the holidays, or if I'm launching a new product. We did a tablecloth collection for the fall, a custom tablecloth collection. The cloths were curated by me specifically for the collection in the fall and the spring. So we've had 2 small events surrounding home entertaining for our clients, which was a bit of a pivot. It was something we'd always talked about doing, and COVID certainly lit a fire under me for advancing that initiative. So for us, that's slated for another piece of our marketing that needs to turn up the volume.
Sure. All right, and last question, Martha, we'll start with you here. What's something that you're doing in your store today that a few years ago you would have thought to be kind of absurd?
Yeah, well, I'd be crazy if I didn't say wearing masks, but luckily that was absurd, but necessary. Who would have
Right.
thought we would have been doing that? But I really think we're not doing anything too far out of the ordinary. I hate to be such a vanilla answer, but I think it's the stress on the industry for supplies, the absurdity of 26 weeks or 320 days before a fabric is something I never thought would happen. So using the word absurd, I would use it in regards to there's not a world I can actually believe that we're going to wait 6 months for a chair, but there are times that we are. So I'm a problem solver. I move forward. I try and find the optimism in every situation. So that word pivot works well with me every day. So that's a little absurd for me. I'd rather find a piece that would work just as well. There are a few instances, so don't be so mad at me, some of my clients, that I will say it's worth the wait. So we're still in our same lane, and I don't find too much absurdity other than those two areas.
All right. Well, Brandon, how about you? Anything that, say 5 years ago, you couldn't see yourself doing?
Sure. Because I think people are home so much, we ended up starting carrying a lot more live plants. We had a footprint of live plants, but I mean, that category has just blossomed, no pun intended. It's really grown. But if you would have told me 5 years ago that I would be selling balls of moss, Marimo moss balls, I would have been like, God, no, that's not possible. But we sell these balls of moss and little hats that people can put on them. And people will come in and spend a ridiculous amount, they'll buy the jewels that go in. It's crazy, but people buy it. And so that's absurd to me. But you got to give the people what they want.
That's what it's all about, really. So, all right. It doesn't look like we've had any more questions come in, and we're almost up against it. So I think I'm going to just call it right here. And for everybody that's been in attendance, this webinar has been recorded. You can visit atlantamarket.com/remote to watch it on demand. And you'll also receive an email from Zoom with a link to the recording, so you can also access it that way too. And so for Brandon Johnson, for Martha Schneider, and for Penny Francis, I'm Thomas Lester. And thank you so much for tuning in and joining us.
I know. Thank you.
I know.
Thank you.